everybody. This is Mark Wells with Mugley Pottery. And today I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is put some handles on some mugs. And I want to go through a little bit of the process that I do. I do it probably not like everybody has different ways to do it, of course. I mean, there's only a few different ways, but different techniques and things like that. And the ones I'm going to do, I've got a couple already done here in this my damp box. I'll bring one out and show you. But it's I can get in here. These are some mugs. They're going to end up being Mugleys, you know, with the face mugs and such, coffee mugs, and these are 10, 12 ounce type mugs. This handle, I have done where I pull the handles. Most of them I do nowadays though, and for many, many years, is extruded. And so I'll go through that process and show you. And so let's get started. Let me put this one back and I'll pull usually work 4 or 6 at a time. And because I want to keep them damp, so I'm going to pull out, and what I do, let me grab this. These are 12 by 12 tiles, and what I'll do is pull these out. These are already thrown, of course, trimmed and such like that. On top of that tile, I have a bit of paper, and I'm going to do six at a time, because once the handles are on, I can get 6 mugs on a 12 by 12 tile, and then I can slide them in here on the shelves. So I'm going to set these over to this bench. I'll be right back. Close this up, and I'm going to move you around, so we'll come over here to where this table, by the way, is what I work on and do a lot of the work on. The top of it is got a canvas top, and I'm going to move this down. I know it's a little shaky. I'm going to swing it around. All right, so this right here is my extruder, and it's already loaded with some clay. Now for these mugs, I got different markings on this stick. And I can put more markings or whatever. And I kind of judge it. I don't make them all the same length, because the process as I go through, I'll squeeze some of the clay off and such like that. But let me, also on this right here, to keep the clay in, I put a clamp, wrap the base of it, and I put some plastic in the top. And then when I extrude it, let me I'm going to move this down a little bit. Should probably be about right in there. I should be able to see it. I'm going to extrude out probably 3 at a time. So I'll extrude 1, and usually pull it out about that far. Kind of snip that off, lay it down here. And another. I want them a little bit long. And another. And hopefully these will be about the right length. Then I'll just take a needle. I can figure out what I did with the needles. I'll just use a knife. A little knife on here. I'll just square off that end. And I'm going to make these probably about this long to start with. And if that works out, well, I won't extrude so much clay next time. I'll reuse the clay, of course. And then what I'll do, next thing I'll do is take this, and if it's a little bit, this one feels a little bit drier than I would like it to be. They're leather hard, but I like them just at the stage where, you know, it could bend a little bit if I try, but I don't want to. These are a little. I'm gonna let that set. Feeling this one here feels good. So what I do first, I come up to about this area right here on it, depending on what you're gonna do with it. Score it. And that one's a little, needs a little shot too, so let me use this one. And we'll set that one right there. Let me give this one a shot of water. Let that sit there just a little. And take that first one that I did, score it. Score a little more. Now, first one we'll put on is, I've got clay. It's the same clay, some slip. And I just take a brush. It's a little dusty. Won't be for long. And then I put some slip on it. Most of this is going to be coming off. It's not being incorporated into the clay and the handle. So I put that to the side. We'll get my pan of water. Set that over there. Got a couple sponges. With them, they come in very handy. This one is fairly smooth. It's actually just foam cut. This is a little small elf in here. All right, so the first thing I'll do is take the mug, line it up about where I want it on the mug. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm gonna lower this a little more so you might be able to see it better. Hopefully that works. Kind of line it up on the mug. Press it in a little bit. And then I turn it like this. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Camera just dropped down. So tighten that up a little bit. That should keep it in place. All right, so I press that in up there. Then I sort of hold these, pull that up, kind of shape it a little bit, the way it's going to fit on the mug. Smooth it out a bit. We'll come back later and do a little more smoothing. Then I take it. You want to line it up on the mug to where it's going to be straight up and down. We'll reshape it here in just a moment. That one I kind of messed with a little too much, but we'll get it here. Now, it's too long, right? So what I'll do, make sure it's about straight again, and I press it in like so, and I'll pull it, and then I'll put a couple of snips off like that. Again, push this around, get that worked into the clay or the body of the mug, bring that around there, then smooth that out like so. And I look at the handle this way. Now it looks a little warped out of shape here, so let me straighten that up some. Look at it like that, to where it's lined up with the mug. Is that about the right shape? Well, I want to pull this out more like that. And I'll come back and check that again in just a minute. And I'll set it down. And as you notice, there's like 3 ribs in this die that I have in the extruder. And I'll push that in like that. And that gives me a nice little thumb place, so to speak, in the handle. About the right shape. Touch it up again a little bit. Oop. And then I'll take a brush, kind of brush in there, brush, smooth out some of the slip that's there a little. Brush a little more. Brush it around. Get a little wet in there, and like that. And there. Now I'm going to look at it one more time. That's a little bit off, so I'm going to just put that over just a little, and then I'll turn it upside down and put it on that that tile. I think you can see the tile. It's on the tile now. Okay, now you can see the tile. So let's do another one. And hopefully this doesn't creep down again. Okay, so here is another one. So we'll put the slip on it. Push in. This one's a little softer. And now work that into it. Like that. Work that into it over here. Now I'll bring the sponge. And working along. I got my hand on the inside behind where I'm pressing as well, so I can work it in a little bit better. All right, then take the handle, pull it around. All in all, it's about where I want it. Press it a few times right there. Pull that out. Save the little pieces of clay. We'll reuse them. And then bring that around. And then I start working this in. And that in. Just kind of shape it. And here at the back, I'm going to bring that down a little bit more. Put that in. Smooth a little bit. Put the thumb imprint in that area. I'll look at it and say, okay, is that about straight? It's fairly straight. Look at it from this side as well. So we'll move it just slightly. Again, look at here. That's pretty darn close. And you see that slip that's in there? I'll take that and brush that. Brush it up here and like that. And we have the second one ready to put on the tile. So anyways, I'm going to go through the rest of these right here. And so it'll probably fast forward through for that part, but I'll do some more here and keep it running. And then before we get into the next, I've got about 20, probably about 24, 25 more of these to do to finish these up that I've got. So put up there, work that in. Brush that. Pretty good. And we line it up with where we want to go. Not the right size. Take that out. Oops. Take this little chunk of clay out. More water. Work that in a little more. It gives a nice little design too, with the glaze and such will break over the handle area. Work out the scratch marks. Look at it a little bit. I think I'll bring this one up and out a little. Fairly straight. Maybe just a little bit to the side. Put in where the thumb goes. Look at it over again, overall. Pretty good. Brush it, brush it. That. A little more here. Like that. Third one. These are pretty good, so I'll go ahead and scratch these, score them. This one, I'll give it a little shot. It's a little drier than I want it. This one should be fine. Extrude some more. This time I'm going to extrude them a little shorter. Cut them a little shorter so I don't have to take off so much. Pretty good there. Let me run over here to probably about right in here. Still didn't need to extrude that much. Better check, make sure this handle is not too short. Hopefully it's not. We'll put it on. You can see that. There we go. Work that in. Turn it around. Put it back in. Smooth that out. And fold it around. That's going to be about right. Could be just a little longer, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to move it up onto the body a little bit. And then that. And there. Put that around. Push it over. Put the little thumb in. Check it again. Maybe make that about like that. There we go. Another. All right. So anyways, I'll finish these off, and when finish these off and put some more in, and we'll see what they look like when they're all done. Good morning. Good morning. Anyways, like I said, it's about 20 degrees out here this morning, and first thing, I came out a few minutes ago and got the fire started. Just open up. Feels pretty like it's going pretty good, and it's running pretty good in there. So that's running. That's my barrel stove. Helps keep it kind of warm and toasty in here. Then it's one of the kilns I've got. It's over at the north end. That's the one I use mainly for bisque firing and such. So anyways, I'm going to swing around here. I'm going to go in here and I'll show you what, that's my glaze area. This area here, slab roller, is kind of covered up at the moment with stuff. But I'll come in here to where most of the throwing goes on. Let's come on in here. And over here is I have the mugs that we were putting on the handles. And let's pull this off. Let's see what we have under here. Now all the handles, of course, there's 30 of them here. And those are all complete. And those are all done. Well, also is, I'll turn them around and show you what we have. I've already sculpted some, so, or all of them actually on these. So just a moment. So I turned these around and I've already sculpted all 30 that we had the handles on. And all these are getting ready to do a bisque firing, but they've got to do some drying. So probably in about a week's time, these will be ready to go. These are coffee mugs, and like I say, all the different faces and stuff are different. So these will turn out to be between 10 and 12 ounce coffee mugs. And I believe I did well, I didn't do a video on actually throwing these. I'll have to do that. So anyways, so that's it for this video. It's quite a short one, but wanted to show you kind of where we're at on that after we went through and did some of that, put some of the handles on. And again, that's what they all will be looking like before they go into the bisque fire. Again, it'll be probably a week or so before ready for another bisque fire. So, all right, thanks for watching, and we'll be getting back with you soon.